In the previous episodes, we dwelt on the 2023 Yangdang Annual National Festival with the theme Arts and Culture, Requisite for Tourism Development, venerating the spirit of our ancestors. In this episode, we will be looking at Yangdang language development in tune with arts and culture, requisite for tourism development. According to Wikipedia, arts in its broadest meaning is the expression of creativity or imagination, while culture refers to human activity. This includes music, literature, costume, language, and general behavior. This is what defines the general lifestyle of the people, and our key area today is the Yangdang language development. The Yangdang people had seen the need to develop their language in order to sustain and pass it to other generations. This has necessitated efforts being made by various individuals to come up with ways to achieve this all-important feat. One of such is the formation of Tumanti kuruk, a Yangdang literature trust that is saddled with the responsibility of translating the Bible into the Yangdang language. Not only the Bible, but also other literary books. Their main objective is to go back to the roots and learn how to read, write, and speak the Yangdang dialects. To teach the incoming generation customs, traditions, and norms of the people.
To go back to the roots and learn how to read, write, and speak Yangdang dialect, because we are gradually losing our dialect to other languages. Example, Hausa, English, and Fulani. These are the three languages that we are constantly speaking every time, forgetting our language. Now, also to teach our incoming generation the cultures, traditions, and norms of Yangdang people. These are the aims, because the Yangdang people are no longer using their dialect in communicating. These are just few from the aims and objectives.
His Royal Highness the Pansangwi explained in clear terms that culture is the total norms, the beliefs, the costumes, and customs of the people. He also reiterated that the Yangdang people must reinvent, redefine, and redesign as the only means of identity.
Culture, they say, is the total norms of the people. The beliefs, the customs and costumes of a people. So for us to be identified as an egalitarian society, as a vibrant community, we must reinvent, redefine, and redesign our culture, and also ensure that we showcase our arts and crafts, which is the only means of identity of our people. If you do not showcase your culture, your arts and crafts, your literatures to the world, you will soon be a dormant community.
The Yangdang Heritage Foundation is one organization that has been on this for the past 19 years. One of the burning issues is seeing this message, which is Yangdang language development. The founder, Mr. Cornelius Dedanyeri, buttressed that he founded the organization on the fact that there is the need to develop Yangdang language to have a coordinated historical background. And through this effort, the Book of Luke has been successfully translated. The work has also resulted into translation of Jesus Yangdang film, which is now on YouTube.
Actually, the Yangdang Heritage Foundation is founded on the fact that there is need for the Yangdang people to have a coordinated historical background. And by that I mean, before now, we don't have a documentary evidence of how to read and write Yangdang language. And you know, a language of a people is one of its heritage.
In ensuring that language speaking is well established among the Yangdang people, even the national anthem has to be sung in Yangdang dialect before commencement of any of their activities. Mr. Japhet Laban, who opined that the Yangdang people migrated from Yoro in Taraba State and settled at their present location, had challenges with the language due to their encounter with missionaries. And having accepted the Christian faith, which was mostly taught in Hausa, that was how the Yangdang people started to forget their own language.
Dalilin ɓadda yare da ba a yi yanzu shine lokacin da muka karbi addini, da muka shiga karban addini, ana yin addini nan da Hausa. To yawancin mutane da muka karbi addini shine muka kaushe, muka bari yin yare. Siyasa yaren yana son ya bata. To daga baya wayanda jiya suka yi wannan program, wayanda su suka nemi su yi wannan program da yare da harshen Yandamawa, ba za a sa kowane kalma na wani daban ba, sai da yare sun suka farfado. Yanzu haka a jiya daga yanzu mun kafa wannan, za a yi komi da yare, za a yi an wallafa takardu da yare, har ma da littafin addini da yare. To yanzu mun koma gadan abinda jiya kuka gani an fara, daga yanzu haka in ka samu yara yanzu haka za ka same su sun koma suna yin yare, don kada yare ya bata, al'adunmu ya bata.
The founder of Tumanti kuruk, DSP Binos Hasruna, expressed regret that instead of learning other languages today, they are learning their own language.
Well, I know of other tribes that have the Bible translation in their language. I know also of the tribes that are conducting every other occasions, including religious occasions, in their places with their dialect. So it's a challenge that today we are even learning our language instead of learning other languages. So I call it a challenge. I said it is even a shame.
All hope, however, is not lost, as there is an upcoming generation coming to the rescue, because all their activity is done in Yangdang language. All thanks to evangelist Elisha Afiniki. And this group is called Canon Discipleship House. Jauro Nathan Ishaku, in his own words, stated that no matter how it is, Yangdang people should not forsake to speak their own language.
Gaskiya no matter how yaren Yangdang yake ko wani kabila kake bai kamata ka manta da yaren ka ba domin yare sai ni komai da komai. Yaran da ba su fahimci me yare ba ya kamata a koya masu siyasa. Kaga irin yaran nan da ka gansu da green set nan muna koya masu irge, muna koya masu karatu da kira sunan wasu itatuwa ko kayaki domin su fahimci abinda bayan da yana kira. Idan doya muna kira doya masi, to za mu nuna ma wayannan mutane abubuwa daban-daban domin su masu samu fahimta a kwanakin gaba da duniya bai nade ba su masu koya ma yayan da za su haifa.
Talking about development of tourism through arts and culture in the Yangdang nation, the speaker at the public lecture of the inauguration of Tumanti kuruk, Dr. Filgona Joel, explains that tourism has become a global leisure activity and that it is generally thought of as an activity which individuals explore cultures foreign to theirs.
We all know that tourism has become a popular global leisure activity, and it is generally thought of as an activity in which individuals explore other cultures. Cultural heritage such as landscape, palaces, venerated forests, trees, and gods, that is venerated trees, cultural artifacts, museum, arts, gallery, and cultural concerts or festival constitute factors that attract tourists to an area.
He further explains that the Yangdang people were able to establish commercial relations with their neighbors. He went further to explain that the Yangdang have their own special currency called Mu, which has similar features with the Portuguese Manila and have been used for exchange of goods and services that is now almost extinct. These are among other things the Yangdang nation enjoyed, including their language, which is also threatened by civilization and other factors. The founder, Tumanti kuruk, noted that as part of their vision, they intend to introduce teaching of language in schools and various religious services. He suggested that with support of other individuals and stakeholders, they could at least provide a classroom and hand it over to the government. This, he believes, will go a long way in strengthening the drive for the Yangdang language development.
It is one of our vision. We intend to introduce our languages in our parishes, which is the churches, as it used to be before the coming of the Western education. In our primary school, we were told that not to speak our dialect. So it made us, to capitalize on English and other languages. So I believe by introducing it in our schools as a subject, as we are moving forward, it will help us a lot. And also to introduce it in the churches so that the adults that will no longer go back to school, we also learn from it. That is our intention and that is our vision. Though some people are backing me, if I want to do anything, I seek for their advice. So I intend, at least, even if it's a classroom, mainly for Tumanti and kuruk, being put either in here or another place, I think it will be and hand over to the government. From there, the government will see what we are doing and also support us.
He further called on all Yangdang sons and daughters to come together for the development and growth of the land through this humanitarian work.
Yes, as I said earlier in my presentation, I am calling on every Yangdang sons and daughter, wherever you are, politicians, religious leaders, and so many of them, that they should come forward. This is a very good vision for us. It's a very good thing for every Yangdang person to embrace. As far as it's not private something that somebody is doing for his own gain, personal gain, they should see it as it is an opportunity for them to come in. And let us join heads together for the development and growth of our land.
Mr. Jonah Haruna explains the motivation behind his work of translation of the hymn book to Yangdang language.
One, passion. Two, challenges. I must give credit to the then Bishop of LCCN, Reverend Newell Papa. He challenged me almost more than decades ago when he was the Bishop of Chudi Diocese. He came to our church here for a program, and by then I'm the person that was putting the youth band together. I was putting them through the music. So he gave us a chance to sing a hymn in Yangdang language. He was the person ministering. So when I stood up, I was about to sing these choruses. He said, no, that is not what he wants. He need a song, a hymn in Yangdang language. And by then we don't have. So from that day, I took it on myself that I must do something. Secondly, I happen to be at the Lutheran Youth Band, SSN Cathedral, Yola. We have a youth band. I was part of it. I will normally visit Numan that time. During our band leader was Zaro Barsisa then. So we normally go to Numan for every wake. And when we go there is this song that is normally sung in Wache language. I don't know how it is sung, but I have the tune. Da, 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 da. Every day we go there for any wake, that song was sung in Wache, and that I took that challenge. Even part of the translation, that song is also there. And that song is only in the Hausa hymns. It is in the SSIS, so I also brought it and give a Yangdang word to it. It is part of my translation. So these are the things that made me to come up. And apart from that, I also formed a group called Yangdang Gospel Music Ministers.
This piece of work cannot be complete without acknowledging the sacrifices and efforts of the following Yangdang sons and daughters, both in translation and other fields, to ensure that the Yangdang language is fully developed and sustained. They are Reverend Stephanus Zonivore, Reverend Yelerubi Bergamus, Pastor Haniel Usman, Mr. Cornelius Dedan Nyari, Coordinator. These painstakingly undertook the project of producing the Yangdang orthography and a pamphlet on how to read and write the Yangdang language. Translated the book of Luke into Yangdang language and Yangdang Jesus film now on YouTube. Mr. Aji Fari for publishing a Yangdang dictionary. Mr. Yafi who produced the Roman numerals in Yangdang language. Mr. Jonah Haruna who translated the hymn book to Yangdang language. Mr. John K. Samaela who has written many songs in Yangdang language and translated the hymn book into Sofa notation. Evangelist Elisha Afiniki who started a group called Canaan Discipleship House, raising children and teaching them in Yangdang language. Mrs. Mero Zabedi for printing the Langtang fabric that is being worn by the Yangdang people, giving them clear identity. DSP Binos Hasruna for taking the pains to start up the Tumanti kuruk group, saddled with the responsibility to undertake translations and development of Yangdang literature. Also, to mention is the Yangdang Heritage Foundation, who spearheaded this great move through Mr. Dedang Cornelius Nyeri. Despite efforts being made by various individuals to start, develop, and sustain this project, it has been noted that it can't go far without bonding and coming together to achieve this one goal, which is the Yangdang language development. The reason why the paramount ruler Bang Sangwe called on all prominent sons and daughters and intellectuals of Yangdang land to join forces together to achieve this goal.
Like I've said it earlier, we must work as a team in personnel to ensure the designing and the reorganization of the framework of the annual Yangdang Cultural Festival that will be attractive, that will be impactful. We will sit down after this annual Yangdang Cultural Festival this year. The Chief Permanent Secretary, zamu redesigning the framework, the policy, and the organization of the annual Yangdang Cultural Festival, because we want to advertise it to the world. Therefore, I want to call on all the Yangdang stakeholders who are here and absent that it is very important for all the Yangdang stakeholders to come on board.
The chairman of the 2023 Annual Yangdang National Festival, His Excellency Reverend Jolly T. Nyame, former governor of Taraba State, ably represented by Comrade Gadas, has a message for both Senator Dinos D. Yaro and the Yangdang people.
Shaida malumar Yangdang ya kamata kamar da iyayenmu suka tashi da farko a hade mu ci gaba da wannan zumunci tsakanin Adamawa da Taraba State saboda mu hada kai domin mu samu shingaban shi a kasan mu. Na biyu yace ya nuna muna kwarai da gaske ga organizers wannan cultural heritage. Al'ummar Yangdang sun nuna lallai ba za su manta da culture namu ba, don ba zai ce nasu ba, domin dukanmu daga Yoro muke. Don haka yana kira da babban murya, Yangdang da Mumye ya kamata mu haɗu domin mu aiwatar da culture namu. Saboda me? Saboda yayin da muke haifa yanzu, wasu yayan da muke haifa yanzu wasu ba su yi yaren ba, daidai ma culture kanta da kuma heritage din. Don haka yana da kyau shi ne girma da bayyana ya ce to Yangdang da Mumye idan ba haifa yanzu kar ku sa sunayen zamani ba, ku ranta ma yara sunan yare, domin idan suka girma za su tambaya me ake nufi da wannan sunan da aka sami, to daga nan tarihin culture namu za ta fito ke. Kamar yadda na gani aka yi wannan gini, to saboda haka wannan magana in ji da bauro ya yi kyau kwarai da gaske. Nan gaba in Allah ya kai mu shekara mai zuwa, da sun bi sanata ya ce mika maka wannan sako, ka tabbatar an yi abin da ya fi wannan da ne tare mai girman kwanti Yangdang, domin iyayenmu yaran da muka haifa su koya abin da muke yanzu. Sa'annan idan ba mu haɗa kai ba, to ba za mu samu cin gaba ba.
He further called on the youth to take education seriously and advocated for Mumye Yangdang collaboration to further the cause of developing both languages.
Bayan wannan da bayyana shi to yana kira ga matasa youths wanda suke makarantu da kuma wanda kuma suna kai, Allah ubangiji ya taimake su. Mun sani lallai wasu kabilu sun fi mu ilimi, amma yanzu yara mu sun taso, muna da professors da dama, don ga abin da za a yi dan Allah ya ta za mu kafa Yangdang Mumye Community University in Allah so ya da.
don haka wanda suke jami'oi da makarantar gaba da firamare da secondary school su tashi kai sai domin su koyi karatu yaren mu mai da yaren Yangdang a makarantu da dama.
It should be noted that no nation, people, or tribe can evolve and become an egalitarian society without their language. Language is not just means of communication, it is also means of identity. The Yangdang nation, therefore, has resolved to develop their language and pass it on to the generations yet unborn.